So, but I want to go back to something that happened in 2016, December 31st of 2016. I wrote a blog on my website, and I posted it that night. And when I woke up January 1st of 2017, my feet were throbbing, and which was weird, but I stood up, I threw my feet over the side of the bed, and when I stood up, I looked down, and I had 2 triangles on my feet. They're still there. And I didn't understand it. I knew, I even told my best friend, I feel like I've been off planet. I was joking, but I wasn't. I feel like I wasn't here last night. But what I later learned, and what they showed me, was they don't always have to abduct somebody. They use these holograms. Because I'm like, what did you do? Did you come in my bedroom? I didn't understand. But they showed me what it looks like a hologram, and that they showed up in this hologram, and I saw this alien being with these big, glassy, dark eyes, and it had 3 fingers, and it put this finger on my forehead, and it tranced me with its eyes. And I was out, I didn't remember anything. And this is when this happened, right? And I'll tell you why I know what happened, because I asked all these questions later. But it tranced me, and then it wiped my memory. So I didn't remember any of it. All I know is my feet were aching. And so when I had another experience, which was just a couple of weeks later, I felt like they wanted me to remember it. So I understood all of it. Well, then I had a lot of questions, which was, how do you do that? How does this work? What do you put in my feet, and why? And it is what they call, it's a way to monitor everything from my frequency to my blood pressure to my vital signs to location, everything. They're implants. Here's the crazy thing. My best friend has them too. And I didn't even know I didn't even know this until 3 years ago, I think. We've been best friends for about 5 years, and she is a nurse practitioner. She has a holistic wellness business that she just does really beautiful work. And one day I was talking about them, and she said, Stacey, I have those too. And I said, Chelsea, really? She said, no, look. And she sent me the pictures. I was floored. And I said, when did you get these? She said, I don't remember exactly. And I'm like, whoa. And her birthday's the day before mine. She's like my twin. She's a medical intuitive. And I that part kind of has me baffled. But, I asked some questions about that. Why do we both have them? I got some answers with that, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So when I'm back...
Do you have pictures of those?
Yeah, I do.
Of your...
Yep.
Would you mind emailing them
I sure will. I have pictures of hers and mine. And they're in the exact...
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep, they're in the exact same spot. Let me write this.
Wow.
They look like... When I first looked down, it looked like... And it's like a perfect triangle. It looks like a bruise, but it's not a bruise. And it kind of gets puffy sometimes. It's... because it kind of elevates above the skin. And one time I picked up my EMF meter, and I'm like, are my feet sending some kind of signal? But it was registering on the meter, which was bizarre. So, but anyway, I asked about that, and so what started happening was I would see, I don't know how to describe this, like if it would be the size of a tennis ball, maybe a little bigger, but it has like a tail with light, like a flash of light, like, I don't know how to say that, what that's called. It's like this ball of light with a tail of light behind it. And
like a drag?
Yes, okay.
Like, yeah.
So every time I would see that, I intuitively knew, go outside. I don't know how I knew that. I just knew, go outside. And I would walk out.
Would you see that tennis ball with the tail of light in your mind's eye, or would that be like in your house?
No, across my living room.
Okay.
Like somewhere in my house. And that, I don't know, for whatever reason, it was kind of like, I just knew I needed to go outside. It was just weird. And so I would go outside, and I would see several of those things, and I have friends that they've all witnessed this stuff. Thank goodness, because, it make you feel crazy sometimes. But I used to live, I've been in the house where I am now about 6 months, but I lived about a block from this school that had a football field, and I used to walk my dogs there every night and let them run on the practice field and all. And I had a lot of experiences on that field, and I would see the flashes of lights. I have a video, I can send it to you too. My best friend and I were out there one night, and all of a sudden we look up, and there's a pattern. There's 5 lights in the sky, and there's a pattern to it. The lights are doing this circular motion, and they meet in the middle, and then go out and do the circle. I can send it to you. And that's the second time I had seen that. I saw that in 2014, and I saw it in, I think it was 2019 or 2020, and it went on for a good hour. And we went and rode over, because you know how they used to do advertisements with those laser beams up in the sky? So we went and rode over there, because I'm like, I want to prove this in my mind. I need to prove this, that there's nobody advertising anything. Plus, there wasn't anything over there that would be advertising. It's like a rural area. Well, there was nothing. It's just the lights. And finally, when the lights did this circular thing, they came back in the middle, and it's like it shot off, and then it was gone. I'll send that to you. I have that.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that'd be good.
So I started having more and more memories of stuff. The thing that's weird is sometimes it would be with the blue beings, sometimes it wouldn't be. One night I woke up and I felt like there was something physically in my room and trying to do something to me, and I knew it wasn't good, and I punched it in the head, and when I hit the head, it was not human. It had ridges to it. It was little. It was like 4 feet tall. It had ridges on the head, and it said something to me in the voice of Sophia Loren. Now, how did I know that? I don't know. It was in my mind. I don't even know much about Sophia Loren, the actress, but I know that was the voice it used. And when I punched it, I screamed at it to get away from me. And it's like I don't know, what do you call it, shape-shifting or something? But it's like it deteriorated and was gone. And I felt that thing felt robotic to me. It didn't feel like the others. It didn't have any feelings at all. It was more like a little worker robot is how it felt. It didn't feel good to me, though. And I felt like it was trying to mess with me or something. And I felt like I call them the good guys and the bad guys. And the good guys woke me up, and said, get the hell out of there. It's really weird. And so that was, oh man, I want to say 2017 or 18 that happened. And gosh, several things happened after that. I started having more memories of things. So the flood, I'm trying to think of when this was, 2020, I think. I used to ride on, so there's a road in Baton Rouge that is called River Road. It's over by the LSU campus. It's rural, though. I don't have good sleep patterns. I don't sleep well. And the thing that helps me just decompress, too, is I go ride on the road and listen to music. That's my thing. And I found that when I started riding on River Road, I was surrounded. There's weird things, too, that would happen. Is I would see this beam of light coming down over my car. And then I had, did you see the video that I sent to Fred? The one where this thing was coming towards me. It was a UFO. I know that. I don't know what y'all call them, but it was something, and it was creating a shadow on the ground, and it flew right past my car. And when it did, my car died. I have pictures of all of it. The car, all of the dash lights, where it was given, the computer system was giving me all these weird messages. The tire gauge stuff wouldn't work. Like it said your key fob doesn't work. I mean, it was like just blinking crazy. And I had this really strong feeling of, I don't know how to explain that. Confusion, right? Like it was confusing. Well, then, when I kind of like came out of that, I had lost like 45 minutes. And I wasn't in the same spot. And so, but I was discombobulated is what I was. Because I drove home and I really wasn't even giving it much thought, which was so weird. Like, what the hell happened, you know? And so it wasn't until the next day when I got to thinking about it, like, let me go back and look. Because I always feel this feeling of take pictures. I don't know why. You know, that's kind of weird. Like, why would I be doing that? But I do. And I just follow my intuition. And I went back and looked, and I am astounded about how many things I caught on that road that wasn't just the one I sent him. I probably have 15 pictures of on both sides of the road that looks like a disc flying past me. The weird thing, too, is I found something happens pretty frequently is when it happens, I don't know why. I don't even know if I'm assuming maybe you've heard of this. I saw like a deer. There would be deer in the area or cows. I don't know why though. I don't know why that would happen. Why is it whenever I'm seeing this thing fly past me, all of a sudden I'm seeing 2 deer on the side of the road? I don't know. But I just noticed that, which I thought was weird. So, and the river road it's rural and it runs parallel to the Mississippi River. And on the right side of the road is all river. It's a levee and then the river. And on the left side, it's just like pastures. So it's very rural, and they have these big light towers, I think maybe for navigation for the river people or something. But I started noticing in my pictures that there were things appearing that weren't there, even like a tall building that was in my picture, and I'm like, that is not even on River Road. I still don't understand all of that. But I know that it kept happening, and I got stronger and stronger feelings. I got more and more information. And then one night, and I have very clear memory of this, where I was meeting up with them. And for some reason, the blue being that I was talking about, I was calling her because she came across as feminine energy. Most of them are kind of, I don't know, both. What's the word for it? Where they're both. It's like not male and female. She maybe.
Oh, okay.
But this blue being, the one that had interviewed me, I guess, about the psychic stuff years ago, I have really learned to trust her, and she's always been really sweet. I feel feelings from her. That's the thing. I don't feel that emptiness from her. And so what I did is I asked if she would be the one that would be kind of like a spirit guide, right? Where if I'm going to meet somebody or learn somebody or come in contact with something, I want her to be the one that brings me to that or is a part of that. That makes me feel better. I don't know, because I had fear. And so she does do that. And what she taught me was, if I ever end up with some alien being, she said, ask to shake its hand every time. If the hand is cold, walk away. And I said, okay. And she said, and the other thing is, ask it what ray of light it came in on. And she said, and if it doesn't answer, walk away. And she explained that the ray of light is something that they all know what that means. I don't even fully know what it means, but she said they all know what that means, and they will answer immediately if they are legit and not trying to cause harm. And if it's...
Okay. I'm sorry, who was it that told you this again?
This was the blue female being, the one that interviewed me in the marble room years ago.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she said, but always shake their hand no matter what. Just put your hand out. And if it's cold, then walk away. And what she was saying is that the astral plane, they have the lower astral, that there are a lot of shape-shifting entities that will try and be like tricksters. And they always have this cold they're always going to have this cold energy, and which I understand because I know the astral feels kind of cold. And when she told me that about shaking the hand, every part of that resonated with me. Like I just knew it made sense for some reason. So that's what I did. I started doing that, and there were a couple that wouldn't shake my hand, and I knew that was my sign that must be like some trickster or something. So, so she. Let me see. I'm going to make sure, because I wrote this down. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, so then I got to start meeting up with her. Sometimes it would be, like I knew I was going to meet up with her. I would walk outside, so I'd see that flash of light, and I'd walk outside. And I can't explain how it happens. Like if I don't know. I mean, I have different memories of different times of how they do this. If I'm going with them somewhere, or because how do I explain this? Sometimes it's like I'm physically there. You know, some people astral travel.
Sure.
That's not what this felt like. This feels like, it felt like I'm physically there.